And then under conditions, they naturally we cannot avoid people. Naturally, that's very naturally just it can be justified according to our legal question. We have to give sufficient advertisement for the application, and then we have to make interview after you get civil. So that since we are taking another amount of marks, you will take interviewer. So in effect, what happens is usually government selection for the for 2024-25. We will be in the middle of that year, and we can commence only after 36 months. So, we cannot provide any product. We cannot say any of senior people can be done within 5 months, within 6 months. What is it possible? If we some 2 years, if there for 3 years, if some talent here, it is so that I think can be known for it. So that is our present situation. We gradually even in one year, and you can that the coming year also will be continued. Just like the federal government Canada. Naturally, this is what here, but there is no problem since these also to come over here and then see our box and then give us a place to work. The government is they can also be able to get to us. You are infinite. And the federal population here, they have seen it. And then you are going to they are invited to get for their needs. What we need to apply better and better in the states. One very and we are going to get them. And actually, we told the education minister in this work, you need to see that somebody is there. No, and reduce your grievances of even the against here. If you think about that, then we are so we know that he is different, and we know it is we will be more recommended, and also we will see the budget for separate year will be created for us, and then we can be thankful to all the first both we are naming because we pass researchers who have done research this during the program and all the data. From there, it comes our for the database. There are only a party this today, and there WhatsApp also here. And so that every Almost all the activities of the running, important. You can see rather than other ways. Now that situation change. You people are just very rare and you don't have to come to home. And there was no institution here. And they were doing and for leadership you were to undertake. And you can ask him how he was going on. What are his 26 days? Actually, from all the places, body conference or any seminar or any conference is conducted exact implementation was done by our regulatory students. So, not one for the time, these people have that right. So, we are back to the when we are going to have to continue claims and this is the time that's for the cases until the other therapy. And now, our for any other some was there, you were check and not somehow I was I going to start of the chair. Sorry for the kind of myself. Thank you, sir. You can get for I was very glad that you can have a always and remind and that is all. So that's the 1 minute we can send it over. Every language of this world is subject to changes from the first of time. Everyone is not subject to the we have to ask the topics of PhD over of Bengal language. Bengal language is only necessary. Yes, the world change a lot and evolve their food culture and language some change and also like also communication. Communication in the sense that at the time of the origin of Bengal language, Bengal language is a for a native vocabulary. Most of the vocabulary are from outside languages such as Sanskrit, Hindi, Arabic, Persian, English, Turkish, and so on. And now it is more or less languages The process is known as genetic conversion. It is a continuous process. It is going on. Now we have the several processes to develop these processes. We can know what are the current understanding in these days. And we have to develop your first of all, I welcome our I think this is not necessarily welcome in class. These everything was for us, yes, and everything on the is concerned. This denomination actually in next after it. Essentially, is globalizing the country. This particularly is experience and have only this relationship in the forest all over India and abroad. In the regard of ISC, and expensive environment. Here with us, Moses Sanovas, he is the head of the department of the previous 6 department of University of Canada. He has some of the important meetings the website staff of Canada University. He has devoted some of the person and he came over here to deliver the presidential address on behalf of ISCM and he has sent a warm welcome. Now we have with us eminent scholar and professor from Bengal, both on online and offline. Professor Meena Delhi is the resident professor of Calcutta University. He is already been to Egypt for some official purpose and returned back to India a few days earlier. On arriving to India, he wrote our invitation and immediately he accepted and came over here to deliver his lecture. On behalf of ISL, on behalf of all of us, I warmly welcome him. Travel Chakraborty, he is formerly he is a scholar of engineering and he made he is actively joining in almost all income seminars. Today also he is presenting a paper on linguistic analysis of some social media posts in Bangla and their relevancy in teaching Bengali to non-native Bengalis. I want to go for yes here. I also welcome you. My professor Maridas Bhattacharya. This is a very famous he was leading case here, even from the time of Professor B.S. Dravidian, doing many innovative projects here. On behalf of ISTL, I welcome you, sir. Welcome you, madam. And now I will welcome all the participants both online and offline, our students and friends. Thank you. Today, seminar is titled "The Strength of the Islamic Manda as Professor Karikar was telling, now Kerala has got a lot of Bengali working here from the lowest level to highest level. Maybe as I guess and some kind of problem of future. I care about future. Even from our childhood, we are very familiar with Bangla voices and we are familiar with the also so many Bangla voices and there more family translated to Malayalam from Bangla and Malayalam to I love and Normally, this
Suppose, suppose.
and
Shall we go for a academic session? I may invite Professor Meena Then, retired professor of linguistics, Kolkata University, to present a paper on Bangla verb morphology problems applying the two framework, formal and substantive, a comparison. Let me introduce Professor Meena. Professor Meena is retired from Department of Linguistics, University of Canada. Almost 30 years she was teaching here. Before that, she was also teaching in the Robert Country College, Kolkata. She was aiming at PhD from the prestigious Later College Pune. She completed many national and international projects of Government of West Bengal, Union Statistical Institute, CIIS, of Calcutta, and published a lot of books in linguistics and edited many volumes. various different parameters and different
এটাকে ফুড স্ট্রিম করলে চলে আসবেন। ফুড স্ট্রিম apples. Good morning, respected Professor Panikkar, Professor Shahnawaz, Dr. Abdul Samsed, Dr. Muralidharan Nair, and my colleagues here. It's my pleasure to be a part of this endeavor. I'm really thankful to ISDL and the organizers to make me a part of this 2-day National Symposium on Research Methodology, Current Trends in Bangla Linguistics. I shall be speaking on this topic. Actually, here it is written Bangla verb morphology problem applying to frameworks, formal and substantivist, a comparison. And you can see on the board that I have written formalist framework and substantivist framework, a study of Bangla verbs. Actually, though there are discrepancies in the name, but they are the same. Okay. Let me start now. Why is it working? No, it's not changing. No, that's good. It's not working. I know. Okay, now you research, research methodology or research framework is a very important thing. Without framework, we cannot proceed in research. So, framework is an essential part of any research. Frameworks guide the researcher chiefly in two ways. It helps to construct a clear and coherent structure for the research project. And secondly, it serves as a support for the building of something that expands the structure into something useful. That is what a researcher is going to construct and how it is expanded. These two aspects are taken care of by framework. And so, framework is mainly of two types. One is the conceptual framework, which takes care of what we are going to construct, and it is based mainly on concept. A concept is an idea that has been formally developed and organized. And the second one is theoretical framework. That is, how am I going to expand it, expand my concept? And it is obviously based on theory. A theory is a set of concepts, models, principles, definitions, etc., that make sense of a phenomenon by determining relationships among variables. Theories are established and validated by experiments and evidence. One theory is not made on the basis of a single research. It is evaluated and added, modified, then it takes the status of a theory. Now, conceptual framework, it sets a roadmap of the research. It helps to visualize a research project and put it into action. For example, identifying a relevant research topic, defining relevant variables of the study and their relationship, determining the survey questions or a set of research questions, and chapterization, etc., come under this conceptual framework. And a conceptual framework is created before one starts analysis or experiment. So we start with the conceptual framework, then proceed, take help from theoretical frameworks. Theoretical framework, it concerns the theory or theories underpinning the research problem, developed from existing theory or theories through reading and reviewing literature. This theoretical framework connects the researcher to existing knowledge, what has already been happened in the field. A theoretical framework arises from outcomes beyond a single study based on one or more theories. For example, considering how the variables on the list are related to a theory. Variables we make following the conceptual uh, framework, we list the variables, but then their relationship, how they're related, these are taken care of by theoretical frameworks. Now, in this presentation, the points of focus are I'm going to talk about theoretical framework and the language data is from Bengali or Bangla language, which is one of the Eastern Indo-Aryan languages, and it has the national language status in Bangladesh and one of the scheduled languages in India, and it occupies the fifth or sixth position uh, worldwide in terms of its speaker strength. The position varies depending on which study you follow. Uh, the area in which I'm going to work is Bangla verb forms, verb morphology. Here, what I will do is I'll show the application of two theoretical frameworks. One is the formalist framework and the other one is the substantivist framework to the same set of data. And the actual process which I am focusing here is vowel alternation or vowel mutation. That is, in Bangla, verbal forms, the verbal verb groups, they generally show two types of uh, vowels, which this is also called stem allomorphy, two types of stems. Okay. And the transcription convention that I follow here, I follow Ray Punnaslok, Muhammad Abdul Hai and Leela Ray, their 1966 publication, Bengali Language Handbook. Here, the symbols are capital E is the mid front vowel and O is the mid back vowel, unrounded and rounded respectively. Capital E is A and capital O is O. I use O, small o for O and capital O for O, and E for A and capital E for A. Capital T, D, R, these are retroflexes, da, 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 and we don't have a retroflex nasal. Capital N is the velar nasal. Sh, capital S is a palatoalveolar, sh. Capital Y, capital W are the mid counterparts of glides, small y and small w. And capital M indicates the nasalization of the vowel or diphthong immediately preceding it. For example, the first word is art, meaning tight, and the second word is art is eight. Generally, this convention is followed in IJDL and also in Indian linguistics. Okay. Now the data. Vowel alternation. Alternation between O and O, and another set is between O and O. O and O means the mid-low vowel and the mid-high vowel. Kora, to do, in Bangla script, there is no difference. We cannot show core and code difference in writing in our convention. I can put one O, but that won't that follow the convention. Okay. Kore, kore, she or he does. Sorry, kore, she or he does. Kor, you, intimate, imperative, do. Um, we also have this to tum up division as Hindi, and verbal agreement also varies. So for to, I say intimate. For tum, it's neutral, and for up, formal. So intimate, neutral, and formal. Koro, you, neutral, imperative, do. Kori, I do. Korish, this line shows the roots with O. The upper line was for O. Kori, I do. Korish, you, intimate, do. Korche, he or she is doing. So we get two alternations, kor and kor, o and o. Next set is for o and u, that is mid-high and high. Bhola, to forget, with the mid-high. Bhole, he or she forgets. Bhol, you, intimate, imperative, forget. Bholo, you, neuter, imperative, forget. And with the high vowel, bhuli, I forget. Bhulish, I, you, intimate, forget. Bhulche, she or he is forgetting. Here the variation is between bhol and bhul. O and U. And these variations are always of one step. Okay. Then between A and A, this mid-low and mid-high. Dekha. Dekha is to see. This also in our script doesn't show it. It doesn't reflect, but we may write it like this, and it does not appear very odd. Dekh, dekh, and dekh. Okay. Dekhe, she or he sees. Dekhe, she or he sees. Dekho, you, neuter, imperative, see. And with the lower one, dekhi, I see. Dekhun, you, formal, imperative, see. So the variation is between dek and dek. Then between A and E, that is mid-high and high front. Leg, lekha, in our script, lek and lek. Lekhe, she or he writes. Lekho, you, neuter, imperative, write. Likhi, I write. Likhun, you, formal, imperative, write. Lek and lik. These are the variations. And between A and A, the low vowel and the mid mid-high vowel. Kata, to cut, cut and get. Kati, I cut. Cartoon, you, formal, imperative, cut. Keto, you, neuter, imperative, future, cut. Keteche, he or she has cut. So the variation is between cut and get. Another root, khawa, to eat. Kha and k. Khai, he or she eats. Kha, you, intimate, imperative, eat. Khechi, I have eaten. Khelo, he or she ate. So the alternation is between kha and khe. So we get verb groups here showing o alternation, and in this group are bola, to say, chola, to move, pora, to read, pora, to wear, jorano, to entangle, and lots of other verbs. Then in the OU group, we have shoa, to lie down, hola, to open, gona, to count, dhoka, to enter, hoja, to search, bolano, to stroke, etc. In the A group, There are hela to throw, khala to play, tangano to beat, etc. AE group, shekha to learn, chena to know, kena to buy, petano to beat, etc. And IA group, we have daka to call, mapa to measure, anka to draw, power to get, etc. There are 7 vowels in Bangla. Uh, front high E, front back U, front mid high A, front mid back, uh, mid high back O, mid low front A, mid low back O, and low A. Here, the groups that I have shown here, the first one is O, one step variation. Second one is OU. Third one is A. Fourth one is AE. And fifth one is RA. So these are the variations that I have shown here. And we also have 7 nasalized vowels. E, U, A, O, A, O, A. So in some literature, uh, it says 7 plus 7, 14 vowel phonemes, 7 oral and 7 nasalized. Or in some other literature, it is also said that 7 vowels plus 1 nasalization. So, okay. I'm going to present two competing generative theories. Both are generative theories. The first one is the formalist theory, proposed by Noam Chomsky and Maurice Halley in 1968 in their book, The Sound Pattern of English. That's the first generative approach to phonology. And the second one is substantivist theory, proposed by Rajendra Singh in 1987 in his paper Well-Formedness, Conditions and Phonological Theory, published in Phonologica. And the book is Probal Dasgupta, Alan Ford, and Rajendra Singh, published in 2000 after etymology. And the second theory, uh, the familiar name is whole word morphology. Some are this is the most familiar word name. Okay. First, I give the formalist treatment. Formalist treatment means that words have internal hierarchical structure. For example, the word Hujin, it is composed of 4 morphemes. Khoj, which is the root to search. Then present tense marker in Bangla is 0. Then third person singular number, third person morpheme A, and then formal morpheme no, Khojen. She or he searches, uh, formal. And Khojish. In Khojish, Khoj is the root, then present tense, 0 morpheme, then second person morpheme, second person intimate morpheme is ish. You intimate search. Now, Khojen and Khojish, they have some discrepancy in the root, and that is the vowel part. So, according to the formalist theory, what is done is morphophonemic alternation between Khoj and Khoj, and to account for that, we formulate a phonological rule which says Khoj become Khoj in the environment of when it is followed by the high vowel E or U in the following syllable. So this rule, this phonological rule takes care of this morphophonemic alternation between Khoj and Khoj. Okay. Now these two forms, Khojen and Khan. Khojen is composed of the root to search, present tense 0 morpheme, third person morpheme A, and formal no. He or she searches. And Khan, the root is to eat, present tense zero morpheme. Third person morpheme is also zero, and formal no. She or he eats. Now here the discrepancy we find in the suffix. Like morphophonemic alternation here is between third person singular A versus zero. Khoj N has the A, whereas Khan does not have the A. Now here the phonological rule may be like A becomes zero when in the environment of uh, between a vowel, that is the verb ending in a vowel, and when the next suffix starts with the consonant, like kha, a, no. Kha is a vowel ending root, then a, third person singular, third person morpheme, and then no. In this environment, a gets deleted. So this phonological rule takes care of this A, O, A and zero alternation. খুঁজছেন, খুঁজছেন to search, then cha is present progressive, A is third person, and no formal. He or she formal is searching. And খাচ্ছেন to eat, present progressive, and then third person and formal. Now, he or she formal is eating. The difference here is this in the present progressive suffix. In case of kuchen, it is cha, whereas in case of kachen, it is cha. So the morphophonemic alternation is between cha and cha. Here the phonological rule is C1. This cha is a combination of C1 and C1. Now, C1 becomes zero in the environment of when the word ends in a consonant, closed syllable consonant, and it's immediately followed by another C1. So the first C1 is dropped. Now here I give 4 forms. খুঁজছেন, করছেন, শুচ্ছেন, হচ্ছেন. All are present progressive forms, but the differences are, one difference is in the present progressive suffix. In case of kunchen, it is cha, korchen again cha, but in shuchen, it is a gemination, hotchen, it's a gemination. Now this gemination part is taken care of. Now this cha, in the earlier slide, I have shown that if the vowel is vowel ending, then cha retains, the gemination retains. And if it is consonant ending, then gemination is simplified. Now, look at the root also. Khoj, it's the higher form, not khoj. So the verb vowel raising has taken place. Or, here also vowel raising is there. Shu, vowel raising is there, and o, this also has vowel raising. How is the vowel raised? So I have to give some rule, formulate some rule which will do this job. So this present progressive suffix, this geminated cha is we formulate it as each. So khoj, each, a, no. This e raises the vowel. O becomes u. Khoj, each, a, no. that is the underlying structure. Then the E of the suffix raises the vowel O to U. So it becomes punj. Then this E gets deleted. And because punj is a consonant ending root, so the gemination is simplified. It becomes only ch and we get uchchen. In this way, ochchen, shuchen, hochen. So E is postulated for taking care of the vowel raising. In these forms, khoj ish becoming khujish, kha in becoming khan, khoj ich en khuchen, kha ich en khachen, kor ich en korchen, sho ich en shuchen, o ich en hochen, etc. All these forms I have shown earlier. Here, the left hand side is the underlying representation, then phonological rules takes care of, and then we get the right hand side, which is the surface representation. Now, abstractness. Formalist treatment allows two types of abstractness. One is it allows abstract or theoretical units like morphemes, roots, affixes. Morphemes, roots, affixes are called theoretical um, units because uh, they are found only in making up the theory. And abstract segments like the E of each, which never surfaces. So, this is one of the issues in this formalist theory. So, it allows these two types of abstractness. Uh, in this formalist theory, word analysis is done in two parts, morphology and generative phonology. Morphology, what it does, segments, morphology segments words into component morphemes, that is roots, prefixes, suffixes. And generative phonology identifies allomorphs of the morphemes on the basis of sound variation, explainable in terms of p-roots in a subsection called morphophonology. So, phonology here has another subsection which is called morphophonology. Now, there is another part which is called phonotactics. The core habits of a language come under phonotactics. But this formalist theory cannot differentiate between phonotactics and non-phonotactic sound variation. Like here, we see this khachen, shuchen here, obligatory variation. Like korchen, here, kor, then it's a consonant ending root, then gemination, then n. So ra, cha, cha is not possible in Bangla, never, and neither in the verbal sector nor in nominal sector. So it's an impossible combination. So it has to be simplified. It's obligation. It is obligatory variation, whereas and it is taken care of by P roots. I have already shown, and optional variations like when kha in is becoming khan, hojen, but khan is the they have the other than the root, the suffixes are the same, but the third person a is deleted with the help of a phonological rule. But this deletion is optional because it happens only in the verbal sector. In nominal sector, we get lots of words which has I. Like in verbal sector, we cannot say kind, but in nominal sector, we have words like aina, aish, bine, dine, paish. These words are there. But in verbal sector, we don't have any I combination. Also, this obligatory type of uh, chain, there are also two categories, impossible and possible. Impossible, like which are physiologically impossible. Certain geminates like her, it's physiologically impossible. It always, in any language, it becomes verb or further. That is aspirate plus aspirate. Gemination is not possible. And the other type is possible, but language specific. Like in Bangla, word initial gemination is not allowed. If there is a geminated sound in a word, it never occurs word initially, it occurs word medially, and the two segments are divided between two syllables. The first item becomes the coda of the preceding syllable, and the next one becomes the onset of the following syllable, like Uttar, Adda, Onno, Vishu, etc. But it's not that initial um, geminates are impossible in any language. Not that. Initial geminates are allowed in other languages, Swiss German, Leti, Zapotec, they allow initial papa, kaka, Lugbara allows initial dada, baba, etc. So this formalist phonology uses three tools mainly. One is phonotactics, specifies the deep-rooted native habits of pronunciation. Repair strategy identifies phonotactic deviations, and phonological rule accounts for both phonotactic and non-phonotactic sound variations. Now the substantivist treatment. Here there is a boundary issue. Like in word formation processes, in case of the formalist theory, we have two parts, morphology and phonology, and phonology has a subpart called morphophonology. Whereas in substantive treatment, we have morphology, which is called whole word morphology or WWM, and generative phonology, which includes only the phonotactic parts, the uh, phonotactic parts of the language. The morphophonology part is included under morphology. It's no more a part of phonology. And generative phonotactics, in short, it's called GP. Substantive steps. WWM, that is whole word morphology, determines the formal relationship between words. Words are stored in the lexicon in their phonemic forms, along with their categorical affiliation and semantic information. GP, that is generative phonotactics, security checks words when they come out from the lexicon to enter the real world of utterance. It allows if phonotactically it is the form is okay. If not, then it repairs. WWM, it is whole word morphology. Whole word morphology, it does not believe in um, parts like root, suffix, infix, affix, like that. It thinks of word as a whole is a real unit. Most words are formally different from each other. That is, they sound differently. For example, friend and friendly. Some differences there in pronunciation. Each word must belong to a particular syntactic or morphological category. Like friend is a noun, while friendly is an adverb. Some words happen to be semantically related to each other. Like friendly is the adverb of friend. But if I think in terms of friend and sky, there is no semantic relationship. But semantic relationship is there between friend and friendly. or kuchi and kuche. Okay. So two words fulfilling these conditions, that is, firstly, belonging to different categories, secondly, formally different, thirdly, but semantically related, form a pair. Such a pair is friend and friendly. Word formation strategy. In short, it is called WFS. If there are at least two such pairs in a lexicon, their formal difference, categorical affiliation, and semantic relatedness may be used as a morphological tool. WFS, that is word formation strategy, is such a tool. Here, friend, friendly, we get many pairs like this: mother, motherly, father, fatherly, etc. And here, X within square brackets is the word, then N it is its category, noun. Then we have a bidirectional arrow. Then Xly, that is friend. If X is friend, Xly is friendly. Then its category is adverb. And the meaning, semantic relationship is Xly is the adverb of X. That is the semantic relationship. The whole process is based on mental process of drawing fact-based generalization. A minimum of two pairs license a WFS. That is, at least two pairs should be there. If there is only one pair in the lexicon, no other comparable pair, then that single pair is considered as an exception. But if there is another pair, then one WFS would be three. A minimum of two pairs licenses a WFS. And WFSs are numerous in a language. Single pair denotes idiosyncrasy or exception. Bidirectional arrows make the scheme empirical and flexible. So, because it is flexible, bidirectional, we can read it either from left to right or from right to left. Whole word morphology, uh, word formation strategy. Start from the, we get two forms, khoj and khujish, where we get the alternation between o, u, khoj, khujish. Khoj, it's a verb, its categorization is verb, second person, intimate, present, imperative. And khujish is verb, second person, intimate, present, habitual. The WFS is this X, O, C. X and C are X and C are variables. That is, it could be coach, it could be boj, it could be toll, anything. So X and C are variables, whereas O is constant. The verb having the vowel O, and then its category, it's a verb, second person, intimate, present, imperative. And this side, X and C are variables, and U and ish are constant. If it is khoj, this side would be khojish. If it is tol, this side would be tulish. Bol, sorry, boj, buchish. Okay. So again, its category is there. And semantic relationship is in the next line. Second person, intimate, present verb of XOC. So Khujish is the second person intimate present verb of Khuj. That is the semantic relation. Here the whole word is not segmented into its suffixes, affixes, roots, rather in variables and constant. Okay. Variables are X and C plus constant O, U, ish. And in this group, we get many pairs, much more, many more than two pairs in the lexicon, like Boj, Bujish, Shon, Shunish, Vol, Bulish, Gon, Bulish, Ton, Bulish, etc., etc. So this pairs licenses, they give license to form a WFS. Okay. Another one, no, reading, how to read this formula. Reading, as I said that because it's a bidirectional arrow, we can read it from left to right and also from right to left. From left to right, the reading is when ish is added to a closed monosyllabic, intimate, second person present imperative verb form with the vowel O as its peak. The peak changes to U and the form is converted into an intimate second person present verb. Or the reading from right to left is when ish is deleted from an intimate second person present verb form with the vowel U as its peak. The peak changes to O and the form is converted into a closed monosyllabic intimate second person present imperative verb. So this flexibility is there. We can go in both the directions. The schema of this word formation strategy. X within square bracket with the subscript alpha, then bidirectional arrow, then X prime in square brackets with the subscript beta. Alpha and beta are morphological categories. Bidirectional arrows indicate an equivalence relation. X prime is a semantic function of X. Prime indicates a formal difference between the two words. Now, this difference, the prime can be a null. That is, there may be no difference at all, no formal difference at all. But then there is a condition if alpha is not equal to beta. Think of the verbs of the English cut, cut, cut. Present tense is cut, past tense is cut. So in that case, X and X prime would be the same. No formal difference. But alpha and beta has to be different. One is present, another is past. Okay? Okay. Now the phonotactic part. This is the equivalent to the morphological part. Now this is the generative phonotactics part, which includes only phonotactics, not morphophonology. Here the tools are well-formedness conditions, WFCs, language-specific phonotactic constraints, and it operates across the board. All the constraints, they hold good across the board. And the other tool is word repair strategies. Commonly, we call it RS, repair strategies. These repair strategies, they include a universal set of three processes: epenthesis, modification, and deletion. And these processes are phonotactically motivated. Because phonotactics disallows, that is why they have to take place. Okay. Now, this some examples of how generative phonotactics work. For example, the first one is from English. The pair is cat and cats. Okay. Now, cats is not allowed according to English phonotactics because in English, coda cannot be a combination of two sounds, first one of which is minus sonorant minus voiced, and second one is minus sonorant plus voiced. T and Z. So is plus voice, to is minus voice, and both are minus sonorant. So that is not allowed. So some repair strategy has to take place, and we know three repair strategies are there: modification, deletion, epenthesis. Okay. Look at the second half. Uh, in case of cats, modification takes place and makes the voiceless, and it becomes cats. Now, the second example is from Bangla, Urbe and Urche. Urche is not allowed because there we get CCC, R, Ch, Ch, Ch. So here, look at the second part. Bangla, Urche, here deletion takes place, the deletion repair strategy, and makes the CCC as CC, Urche. Hindi, in Hindi, um, high long vowel cannot be followed by a long vowel. So P and P are. P is a high long vowel, and in case of P are drank, there both the first one is a high vowel as well as long, and second vowel is also a long one. So that is not allowed. In case of Hindi, modification and epenthesis takes place. So modification, it becomes the first high long vowel becomes short, and it becomes a glide, and we get pia. Okay. So WMM and GP, they work hand in hand, and we get words like here X bay and X che. X bay and X che, that is the schema. And for words, it is khabe and khanche. And another form is Urbe and Urche. Now, Khabe and Khanche, they are fine. There's no phonotactic problem. So, when they enter this GP, that is generative phonotactic part, the well-formedness condition detector, they allow Khanche, but they stop Korche because Korche has three C's, and repair strategy takes place, deletion takes place, and it becomes Korche. So now a comparison between the formalist approach and substantivist approach. Formalist approach has internal structure, word internal structure, nomenclature, and it is atomistic. It looks for the smallest unit. Whereas substantivist, it looks at the whole word. It has a holistic approach. Then formalist approach has phonology, morphology. Substantivist also has phonology, morphology with a difference in boundary. In formalist approach, phonology is equal to phonotactics and morphophonology. Whereas in substantivist approach, phonology is only phonotactics, and phonological tools are what WFC, well-formedness condition, and repair strategy. Whereas in formalist approach, phonological tools are phonotactic restrictions, repair strategy, and phonological tools. In formalist approach, morphological tools are inflection and derivation, whereas in substantivist approach, morphology consists of morphophonology, morphology, and morphological tools is WFS, word formation strategy. Okay. Now about Bangla verbs. Bangla verbs are mainly divided into two groups, monosyllabic forms and disyllabic forms. Monosyllabic forms are further subdivided into closed and open categories. Closed monosyllabic and open monosyllabic. Closed are further subdivided into with closed syllable with peak non-a and with peak a. With peak a forms like dark, hard, hard, etc. And with non-a peaks are back, for, late, whole, etc. And in case of open syllables, again, peak non-a and a. Pick with are kha, pa, ja, and non-a are ho, sho, cho, etc. Yeah. Then dissyllabic forms. Dissyllabic forms, in these, the first syllable is closed or the first syllable is open. Two types. Under the first syllable closed, we have again apik and non-apik. Apik ones are palta, kapda. Non-apik ones are ulta, bodla, etc. And first syllable open again apik and non-apik. Apik like sorry, pick a e u like lapa, chibo, gumo, and pick non a, non e, non u, beta, bola, etc. Now, why to divide the Bangla verbs like this? Why to classify? Because the justification is within a subgroup, 100% formal agreement is there. Between subgroups, between groups, some degree of disagreement. This disagreement or agreement chiefly in vowel height. This vowel height mutation. করছি but খাচ্ছি, দেখেছি but লাফিয়েছি, লিখবে but শোবে. And why do we take the second person intimate present imperative forms? Why do we give it more importance? Because they are ready to use words, structurally simplest, and in these forms, all the verbs belonging to any group or subgroup, they show the lower vowel. Okay. Now I give some more WFSs. More generalization is involved here. Okay, like the second one where the X and then within braces A or O, they become in the right side A, E, O, U. I can here just to show that we can formulate WFSs that can cover 4 groups. So that flexibility is also there. Okay. Substantivism gains over formalism. How? Formalist theory, we have to postulate this conditioning segment EU, high vowel, that raises the preceding vowel, which is not needed in substantivist approach. In formalism, if not present, then postulate underlyingly. Like in case of ichhe, e never surfaces. So still we have to allow this abstractness. This is not needed in substantivist approach. In formalist approach, the question comes, should we call it vowel raising or vowel lowering? Should we say khoj is the form and khoj, in case of khoj, the vowel has become higher, or khoj is the form and in khoj the vowel has been lowered? This question is still there. It's an unsolved area. This question doesn't arise in case of substantivist approach. Then discrimination between, in formalist theory, a problem comes in case of RA, because RA is not a raising of one step. And also it is from R to A, it is going to the front side. Why not to the back side? There is no justification. So this type of discrimination is not there in substantivism. We don't have to face it. Then roundabout treatment for positives via R. We have for positive suffixes, we have R and EA. So in formalist approach, we reach EA via R. Whereas in substantivist approach, we can straightway go to either R or EA. There won't be a problem. Formalist approach creates more exceptions. Substantivism reduces exception. Formalist approach is abstract and complex, whereas substantivist approach is natural and empirical. Okay. If in case of language acquisition, this theory supports more language acquisition. Technological part, I'm not sure. Okay, language acquisition for a child thinking of all, formulating all so many um phonological rules seems to be more difficult than here. It's simple analogy works here. That way, it's much more simpler. It's more simple. Yeah. Like if the child knows করছি, করছে, করে, চলছি, চলছে, চলে, then বলছি, বলছে, বলে comes automatically. Okay, for first language acquisition, it is more relevant, it is more uh, appealing. Second language learning also we do find for analogy, for similarities. I'm not very sure about technology. Yes, sure. Formal. Is the same Helen. Unique Helen or Apnic Helen, we have the same form. Yeah. Uh, yes, it's তুমি খেলো তুমি খেলো আর আপনি এটা খেলোন হয় না তুমি খেলো আপনি খেলো that would have been very okay yes actually sometimes some forms are identical and I mean I didn't think it earlier but now I find it's better to I mean better explanation will come from this substantivist approach because if you go for this cutting it into affixes you will have this problem yeah but if you take it as a whole word and see that these two words are identical yeah yeah sure. Khan Khan because VV is not allowed in verbal sector then it is there yes historical explanation is fine and quite sound But again, you will have problem. Kore and Kore problem will be there. You are saying Kore A is third person, and in Kore A is the part of formal. Again, the problem will persist. You will have issues.
No, with that is Api is the subject. In almost all cases, Api is the subject.
Apti is the subject, but there is She Kore, um, Apni Kore.
Yeah, Kore is the subject.
তিনি করেন আর সে করে হ্যাঁ so তিনি করেন সে করে in one place you were saying A is the third person and another place you have to say A is the part of formal.
He is the part of, in the part of it is after that. And but here is the person is from this class.
Okay, where does the third person A go? You have to, okay, you have to frame another rule. In this case, A is not allowed. So, the problem is, please sit down. The problem is when you are going to teach language. Yeah, yeah. You can analyze it for yourself using formalist theory or substantivist theory, but you can't teach your student formalist theory. You have to be yes.
Possibility is a concept. Sometimes maybe the whole walk is a possibility also. Because here we can consider the whole walk. Sometimes we can be the one is A, one is A. There is problem is zero. There is no such as a whole, they are the one for here. No, there is a then if you want. So we are talking about the concept is also here. In case of replacing the word psychology is the word, only complex law. In that case, you may this concept is there. You may want something in the different forms.
Hello. Any question from online? Hello. Anybody here? Hello. No, I think no question.
With the Dravidian one, like or is a one person rule. Second one, the first person ability is yeah, and the possessive is another. So, but generally, the calculation one is today. If you with the property, you have a proper like around a so, in this case, what is the period?
If you explain it that way, do your students understand more clearly? Yeah, with language means you have to deal with exceptions. and especially the pronouns. Pronouns show lots of exception, pronominal forms. So there is also um, plural, possessive plural. Yes, yes.
See, historically, there is like after the war. So there is there plural. Who was this function of one of the articles? He was the last. So what function is for? There is no plural. So there is no question in the matter. They are not. The other person. So there is there is plural. Historically, there is one function. If it's a black apple, that's nothing else for it. And then again is coming back to so there is no position of input. I mean, we have to often the problem is going to be fast. Then we have to came up. That is not very well here. As to the theory model here, it was finished. So there are no something to and again, if we are then we there is no one. So one thing we learn that taking is from not is a regular, right? So we are getting from it. And I don't know. See, they always respond to there. Each one is once the develop is learn one of having that is I think this is the case of university in the historical there is historical even if this first in the law, first of all the law. The little law this and for now, so the development of that is in case of nothing very no the other so this umbrella they are clear different from this other than the other umbrella some ideas from this there. But in so modern similar there
Accusative, accusative is there. আমাদের দাও, আমাদের দাও. So, in some dialect we find আমাদের কে.
I think sometimes it's still things are maybe as slow. Then what exactly what so we want for the simple and simple information and it's slow and complex. So what we requirement and simple that is simple and good for the program. We need to very well. We have the one thing we have to do. You get the question class. When it fails, whether it is when it fails in market, you know, when we take the question class, 20%, everybody pays come here and then after the way to the data. It's a question class. Case market and every day has come in 50%. That means whether it is second taking, your taking or whatever it is. In television, what we have done is this process. I cannot say that after television, that is taking income, or after television, you're getting income. So, Muslim classes will take. Historically, I have to be more transparent and pick up. When you actually see all the years, more before I have television. You know, everything is so that is not a thing. It is innovative. So what happens is, then you can have direction. Might be a curve. Vehicle is that curve is taken and only here. We cannot say easily with a vehicle and now we are getting another case marker. We can get another. We can get direction. What is the body? We
পথ বলা হয় সম্বন্ধ কারক বলা হয় না জেনেটিভ ইজ অলওয়েজ এনপি আন্ডার দ্যাট টু এন আমার বাড়ি maybe that would this classification may help you more. Yeah, sure.
Presented a very good detailed analysis of another ontology with a framework of formal versus substantive analysis, of which she compared both formal analysis and substantive analysis. I think it's a very fundamental point for analyzing the word morphology. So thank you for that. Thank you.
তারপর এখানে থাকো, এই ক্যাম্পাসে থাকো তোমরা, বাংলা শিখতে আসো? জোরে জোরে কতদিন?
এই আমরা কি করব গো? আমরা কি থাকবো না যাবো?
থাকতে পারেন স্যার, অসুবিধা নেই। মানে
সৌরভ সৌরভ থাকো, সৌরভ
আচ্ছা,
আরে থাকলে অসুবিধা কি? সৌরভ থাকো, আমরা শুনি কি হচ্ছে দেখি। তুইও বাংলা শিখিস? হ্যাঁ